In the ancient and pre-Spanish era, it is believed that the first inhabitants of the Philippines arrived over many thousands of years ago. It is commonly true that they migrated over the land bridge which existed at that time from the Asian mainland. The next known inhabitation is when the Negrito or Aita arrived in the islands. However, they were driven back by the several waves of immigrants from Indonesia, only to be followed by the maritime people of Malayan islands. Sculpture is three-dimensional artwork created by shaping or combining hard materials, typically stone, such as marble, glass, or wood, or plastic materials such as clay, textiles, polymers, or softened metals. Carving is one of the techniques used in sculpture. In 15th century, bulol with a pamahan or a ceremonial bowl. In the Louvre Museum, bulol are carved anito figures of the Ifugaos. These represented their ancestral spirit and granary gods. Salted Ifugao bulol at the conclusion of the annual Ifugao harvest ritual bululs placed in rice granaries. Now, the use of bululs are in ceremonies associated with rice production. Also, bululs is treated with care and respect to avoid the risk of spirits of the ancestors bringing sickness. The figures are placed together with the rice in the house or granaries. By bringing plentiful harvest, the bulul is important to Ifugao because they believe that they can protect and multiply the rice and make the harvest abundant. The bulul is commonly represented as seated on the ground with arm crossed over his upraised knees. The bulul are also simplified form of is traditional carved by Nara or ipil wood. The Sarimanok carving is derived from the totem bird of the Maranao people called Itotoro. According to the Maranao people, the Itotoro is a medium to spirit world via the unseen twin spirit of the bird called Inikadowa. According to the later Islamic legend, Muhammad found a rooster in the first of the seven heavens. The bird was so large, its crest touched the second heaven. The Sarimanok was also a logo spirit of Manila Airlines, a short-lived airline which only lasted from 2011 to 2012. Susunod naman ay ang hagabi. Ang hagabi ay isang upuang kahoy na ang mga ipugaw na sumisimbolo sa panlipunang katayuan ng isang mamamayan. Ito ay nagpapakita ng yaman at karangyaan ng may-ari nito, na kadalasan ay isang taong nabibilang sa mataas na antas sa lipunan. Ang hagabi ay isang upuang kahoy na gawa sa nara o ipil.
Pottery. Filipino pottery had other uses as well. During the Neolithic period of the Philippines, pottery was made for water, vessel, plate, cups, and for many other uses. Pottery are objects that are first shaped. Pottery of object that first shape of the wet clay, then hardened by baking. Pottery includes both decorative and practical items such as bowl, vases, dishes, and lamp. Pottery in the Philippines varies in form and function. The form of the pots are directly influenced by the function of the pots and the tradition of the community local area. And the cloth weaving, one of the most precious living traditions that are still kept until today, is weaving originating in the pre-colonial time. The art of weaving of the Calderella tribal groups in the north is still existing, despite the threats of the more practical mass production of cloth. The native use backstrap loom to the produce blanket and article of clothing. Basket weaving. Baskets are mainly used by the Cordillera for the occupation. They use them the ice storage for their food when they need to go to mountain terraces to cultivate their lands. A basket is needed for carrying grains, hunting animals, and fishing in the stream. Basket made of bamboo become their fish trap. The shape and size of basket are according to the kind of fish they want to catch. History of archaeology. Ancient clay humans figurine found in archaeological site in Batanes Island around 2,500 to 300 years old have simply stamped circle pattern which clearly represents the tattoos. Exhibition of the Arco, KB Boreal, such in Cagayan Province, northern Luzon, have also yield-bodied Chilean and serrated type heart. A possible sharp bone tattoo instruments alongside posturnation material cultural marker like AIDS, spatter whorls, bark, clothes bitter, and bling bling or jade or ramindis. Aside from prestige and ritual importance, tattoos were also considered aesthetically pleasing. Tattooed women are traditionally considered beautiful, ambaro or war. Philippine arts and crafts. The island country of the Philippines, located in the Malay archipelago, has a diverse geography, and the small island are host to many tribes. It is beautiful country, now dappled with beautiful beaches, lofty mountain volcanoes, colorful color, and the blessing of lush green rainforest. The people here are friendly and make their livelihood through of lush green rainforest. Various occupation among which one deserves special mention. It is one which involved the arts and crafts in the Philippines. Every country has its own special arts and craft. So the Philippines have every piece of art of crafts produced bear in the identity of the country and make a fine example of the artistic and creative faculties of the Filipino. Arts and crafts in a particular country comes from within and requires some technical knowledge along with the sound knowledge of the country, history and culture, as many times as replicas of famous events of portrayed through the medium of arts and crafts. The concept of arts and crafts is related to making objects with the artist's own hand, at times with the help of the some special instrument. Instrument is skillfully blended with his own her sensitivity and artist sense.